Hi, second grade scientists. We've been having a lot of fun learning about how plants really rely on animals, and we are going to learn a little bit more on how pollination works and how seeds get moved around in lesson 6 called a sticky situation. Okay, so I want you to think, how do seeds travel from place to place? How does that happen in nature? Some of you recognize that first flower, or it's a dandelion, and what can you do with that one? What do a lot of you like to do? You blow, and those are all the little seeds, and what happens to them? They float and fly away. What about a pine cone? Where are pine cones usually? In a tree, and what happens? They fall to the ground. Well, plants need some ground usually to grow on. Great. And what about this flower? How did that happen? It found the teeniest crack and was able to germinate or grow there. I wonder how it got there. Maybe the wind? Let's investigate some more. Okay, so you're actually going to pause me and you're going to open up your seesaw activity and you are going to try and sort some seeds. Now, this one is a bit of a challenge because you would have been doing this in groups of 4, having a conversation saying, I think this seed looks like something it would do like this. It would travel by the wind, or I think it would stick to clothing. Now, second grade scientists, I want you to know, and parents too, that you do not have to have right answers, okay? It's just what you feel. You look at this, you read a little bit about it, say, I think this seed travels this way. It's just kind of a fun way to start observing, really thinking critically about what you're looking at and figuring out how things move. So once again, this is just an activity to warm up, get your brain thinking on how you think seeds travel, but you do not have to have all the right answers, okay? So you're going to pause, but before we do that, I'm going to tell you the different categories. So one of the categories is hitchhikers, and hitchhikers are seeds that stick to like clothing or fur. If you've ever gone hiking before and you had like a burr stuck to you, right? That's called a hitchhiker. They cling on to something and travel until they get knocked off again. Animal droppings, that happens when an animal might eat it and it comes out a different way. I know, kind of silly. Some seeds are from burying by animals. I'll give you a clue. Think of some nuts. Boaters are seeds that can float on water and then travel by the wind like our dandelion, right? So you're going to pause. You're going to go ahead and do this activity and then come on back. And like I said, you do not need to have all the right answers. Just think of a few, get some travels. It's just a fun way to look at different seed types and how you think they might move to get around. Okay, as you sorted, did you come to any things that seem the same? The ones that flew by wind? What did you notice? Were they super big and heavy? They were probably light, right? Like our dandelion seed. Well, we're going to go over some characteristics, and you can change your thinking map back in Seesaw as you so choose if you find out more information. So once again, you can change your answers. All right, so these are hitchhikers. Now, this are seeds that stick to animal fur or clothing. Now, their characteristics that they're usually sticky, spiky, and very lightweight. We are going to look at this video, and it is a foxtail, which is actually shown in the top right corner, that plant right there. And it did get stuck in an animal's nose when they were sniffing it. So if this makes you a little squirrely, go ahead, 2 more minutes.
Action.
All right. We're going to take a look in this dog's nose. It's been sneezing violently, and the owner thinks it's a foxtail. So I'm going to take a look in here. Whatever I see, or whatever the machine sees through here, we're going to see on the screen over here. So I'm going to take a peek. Go in one side here of the nose. And look around. And see
It's using a camera to
turbinates.
look in the dog's nose. Interesting. That dog's being very well behaved.
Got some little mucus strings right there.
Boogers.
Around, you can really see the good deal of detail on those nasal turbinates.
Things you learn if you're a veterinarian.
You can see all the folding of the nasal turbinates up in there. But I'm not seeing a foxtail obviously on this side, so I'm going to switch to the other side here.
All right.
Oh, I see what looks like foxtail right there.
There's a seed in there.
So this is why the dog is sneezing. So we need to take that out.
What a good
Let's see
puppy.
if I can do it with this. If I can, I'm going to have to take the video scope out and do it a more conventional way. So you can see the end of my grabbers there. And there we have a foxtail.
Wow.
And that would cause...
How crazy is that? That was a seed from a foxtail plant that was in this dog's nose. The dog was probably out, hanging out in bushes, sniffing around like they normally do, and it got caught in his nose. And that's a hitchhiker because it now traveled. Now, what that seed would hope to do is the dog would have sneezed it out, but was unable to by itself. So that is a hitchhiker. And sometimes we get caught to clothing or sometimes to fur. Whew. All right. Burying. Seeds move by burying. Some animals like squirrels and birds bury seeds in the ground. That's a picture of a macadamia nut, and they take them and they bury them for winter and come back and hopefully find them. If they don't find them, they actually grow into new trees and plants. Isn't that neat? So seeds also rely, so plants depend on animals to move their seeds. Animal droppings. So, fruit and seeds consumed by animals, that's what it is. Seeds are not digested and travel through animal waste. So there's certain things that we can eat, seeds, but the seeds have a really hard shell or seed coat on them that they can survive going through a digestive system. And when they come out and when animals use the bathroom, which is outdoors, they can be absorbed into the ground and reroot. Now for humans, whole flaxseed, maybe your family uses it, are not digestible by humans. So if you have whole flaxseed, if you eat it, you're getting nothing out of it. You actually need to grind it up in order to get the nutritional value. So some interesting ways that seeds travel. Now we have riding the wind. Some seeds that float and travel through the air, they're usually lightweight. And let's go ahead and check this one out. Oh no, it's not available. What about this one? Bummer. Well, I'll have to look into those videos, but we would have seen some that float down, like our dandelions, right? When you blow them. All right, let's continue on. Okay, so here we have boaters, and boaters are seeds that float. They're filled with air. You can see up there, there's a coconut. A coconut can float in water and then sprout in sand. And cranberries, those are cranberries down there. Cranberries float, and they can float away if they're not contained and then find a new place to live. And here is a picture of a coconut. It's floating away, hopefully gonna find a new place to sprout. Look at all the palm trees back there. One's for big coconut seeds, huh? Pretty cool, huh? Now, there's a whole lot of other ways that seeds travel, and sometimes it's decomposition. It looks like that might be a pumpkin and tomato, and there's seeds inside them, right? And if they get rotten on the ground, or apples and oranges, those seeds come part of the earth and hopefully get everything it needs to sprout. And then there's also one other way, and seeds depend on, or plants depend on animals known as humans to farm and really grow a lot of our plants. So that's really one of the main ways that we can really spread seed. So what you're going to do is you're going to log into your seesaw again, and how do plants depend on animals? And think about all the different ways seeds move and how animals are involved, including humans. I'll see you next time. Bye.